Carpe diem.
Welcome to 10 Minutes Today.
Seize the day.
We are your hosts. My name is Jake, and that is Matej. And we come to you every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with your favorite thrice weekly show right here on YouTube. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Matej, we've got a good one.
Do we?
I want you to explain something to me.
I don't want to explain.
Define science for me, Matej, because
Science.
lately people clearly have no idea what science is. So, Matej, what is science?
Well, I guess I would say that's a very broad... Could be a very broad definition. Are we talking about, like, scientific method? Or
What
just
is science?
in
What
general?
is science?
Using the scientific method to prove fact.
Okay,
That would be my closest general...
you're close. You're on the
my
right
general,
track.
closest
I
general
haven't looked at the
definition.
dictionary definition of science
You're
ever.
on the right track. I don't fucking know the definition, though.
But science is the use of the scientific method to find truth or falsehood. So it can also find
I was 100% on
in
track.
conclusions. Well, yes, but
Yeah, you just wanted to seem smart, you fuck.
I know. Thanks. But ultimately, people are using the term science as if science is a thing that you are a scientist, therefore I don't trust you. People don't like science. And what people don't understand is science is a process. Science is not a destination. It's not a list
the
of facts. It is though, because at some point there's no more science to do.
Sure.
Right? Like this microphone had
Well-
so much science going into it, but now there's no more science to be done.
I'm sure that, well,
There's now technological improvements, which can come from new scientific discoveries.
but different ways to capture sound and things like that could all be done through science.
Right, but that's not the concept of developing the microphone.
Okay.
Is like someone sat down and they were like, we're so close. All of a sudden, it showed up. And they had a hypothesis, and they tested it, and guess what? We can record sounds on this big piece of vinyl. And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did tape, and then blah, 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 blah. So, ultimately, science, my point here is science is a journey, as you put it.
Sure.
It's not a destination.
Okay.
Now, with the rise of right-wing extremism,
Okay.
there are so many things on both sides. It started on the right, and now the left wing is doing it. And these are conversations that we have had and are going to have. I'm talking about things like anti-vaxxers, left-wing problem,
Don't want to talk about it.
GMOs,
Piss me off.
left-wing problem,
Potentially right wing.
global warming. No, that's a left-wing problem.
You don't know
GMOs.
shit.
Global warming, right-wing problem. The evolution, right-wing problem. These are scientific facts. It means someone saw something one day and was like, huh, weird. You can put together all of these skeletons. Well, it was Darwin, not just someone. And actually, it's complicated. His research assistant did a lot of the work. But so we can put together all of these skeletons and we can see how this species got here from this
Sure.
little thing. And we can see it. We can see it.
Sure. Evolution's a hard one because it is a theory, because it's not complete naturally.
That's not true. That's not why it's a theory. It's always a
No, it's
theory
always a
because
theory
it can't
because-
be directly witnessed.
I know. I'm not saying it's a theory because it's not complete. I'm just
Okay.
saying it's still a theory and it's not complete. So it's not necessarily the correct theory.
And this is what I say to that, right?
There are many theories on evolution.
The theory of
Which are all-
relativity,
Necessarily correct.
right?
Sure.
It cannot be disproven outside of a black hole, and that's because we don't understand the concept of what happens in a black hole. But what I say to people is gravity. Gravity, now it can be viewed, actually. We can see it now.
Yes.
But until a
Cool.
couple of months
By
ago...
the way,
Did we talk about it on
we
this
haven't,
show?
but
We
look
should.
it up if you haven't. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, they measured gravitational waves. It was actually in September, but it was released in late January, early February of this year. The actual results were released. But
Pretty cool.
gravity is something that cannot be seen. But are you so dumb to be like, no, gravity doesn't exist? I could, even if someone was like, this is a line from Friends, but they're like, I think gravity pushes down.
Yeah.
Or like pushes on me rather than pulls on
Yeah.
me. It's like, that's fine. You can think whatever the hell you want. But gravity's there. right? You don't go floating away.
Okay, yeah.
But if you go to the moon, you're going to float away.
Sure, but saying that gravity pushes instead of pulls completely is denying how gravity works and what it is. So
Yes, but it's also false,
still,
and it can be proven.
well, I understand that. I'm just saying it's still, well, now it can because we can see, but
Well, even before that, we could there was experiments that could prove it that you can look up. But on a broader scope here, I want to talk about why people are afraid of science, like alternative medicines, right? People are terrified of going to their doctor, so they're going to go to a guy who will sit there and rub sticks together, and if you believe it, it'll change your life and it'll make you feel better.
yeah, crystal healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, okay, I'm going to pivot right now real quick based on that. So, sure, there's not much, if any, scientific evidence to back up a lot of those alternative medicines. There are some that have some sort of backing, but for the most part, not really. Although, we do have...
Watch the second episode of Bill Nye Saves the World. It's on alternative medicines. It's Netflix.
We do have, in modern science, placebos.
Yes.
And people do these, and they see benefits from placebos because your mind is just a fantastic
Q-ray.
tool. Huh?
Q-ray.
Which is?
The Q-ray bracelet.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So your mind is just an amazing tool. Obviously, we've talked about a lot of the different things you can do with it that people didn't even know, like the echolocation and a whole bunch of other things. So being able to actually heal yourself is a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you believe you're healing yourself.
Yeah.
So with these alternative medicines, if it's working for somebody because like you believe it's working, so it is working, even though it's not scientifically working, it is still working because you're making it work. Is that a bad thing?
Well, I would argue that it's a bad thing because most times with alternative medicines, you're spending more money than you would otherwise.
But if it's working, it's working.
Yeah, it's working, but you could get the exact same effect in an actual proven way that's going to, like, working and feeling better. Because when you go to these doctors, right, most, I shouldn't say all, but most of these alternative medical individuals, they're not testing your blood.
Yeah.
So you go to your doctor and you're told, this is what's wrong with you. You have this illness and you need to change your diet, start taking these pills, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to be like, no, I'm going to my crystal healer. And it makes me feel better. Well, it's a community, first of all. So that's going to increase the likelihood of you feeling better because you're around all these new people who are there to care for you and help you and blah, 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 blah. So that's a positive. Further to that, now I have someone who's not in an intimidating lab coat. He's got long hair. He smokes weed every night. And he's like, yo, man, what's going on? Come on. And we're going to heal you with some crystals, you know? Except that's when you're in California.
Sure.
Here, they talk like doctors, but they look nothing like doctors. They look more friendly and approachable. So that improves your positivity towards what's going on.
Yeah.
But ultimately, take your blood again in 3 or 4 weeks. 9 out of 10 times, nothing has changed except your mind. You feel better because you think you're better, but you're not.
But your mind can heal.
I realize
Actually
that.
heal.
1 in 10. It's even lower than that. It's far lower than 10%. And these are just scientific anomalies that it's like people who have, like, you have stage 5 cancer. You're going to die in 3 months. You come back to the doctor a week later and the doctor's like,
it's gone.
Literally, it's gone. Like, we have no idea. It's just gone.
Yeah.
That does happen.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Please don't be that person.
Yeah.
Don't be that person. Go to your doctor.
Yeah.
Believe in what's proven. We do double blind tests are what science is based on.
Yeah.
You have one group of placebo, one group of medicine, and you compare the results. If they're the same, the medicine doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because we know that placebo doesn't actually work.
Yeah.
So if 2 of you are feeling better, oh, my stomach feels so much better, but all of your test results are the same, both the placebo and the medicine didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just all in your head.
Yeah. And that's actually what the scientific method is to try to disprove yourself to prove yourself.
Right. But there's also
and to have
nothing
others
wrong
to disprove it.
with proving that something doesn't work.
Sure.
And that's a big problem that people don't understand, that like with North Korea testing things that fail, it's actually really good for them because then they learn what they did wrong.
You learn from your mistakes. That's
We
the
did
truest
that.
thing
Look
I've
how
ever
many
learned.
astronauts we killed. And now we can fly anywhere. We could fly anywhere we want within the solar system.
That's true.
But that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Follow us on Twitter. This has been 10 Minutes Today. Matej,
Cheers.
hit the music.
Cheers.